Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Stock in the Box. So the topic for today is 7 things to look into before investing in a stock. So you put your hard-earned money into the stock market. So it's very important to look into different aspects of the company before making an investment. So let's take a look at each of the pointers one by one. Yeah, so the point number one, read about the company and the management team. So, to know more about the company, maybe you can visit the company website, or you can also, visit other websites like Money Control, Screener, or Ticker Tape. So, these are the website where you can also get some information about the company. But in my opinion, you should visit the company website and try to understand about the different offerings of the company. So in this particular example, if you see, this particular example is of the Zensa Technologies. Here I can see what are the different offerings of the company. For example, they are into the space of digital experience, digital application, digital foundation, cloud transformation, advanced analytics. And if you look at the overview of the company is operating in multiple geographies, for example, USA, UK, Europe, and Africa. And on the company website, you would also get an idea about the sectors it is catering to. In the example of Gensar Technologies, they cater to sectors like banking and financial services, high tech and manufacturing, insurance, retail, and consumer services. So another important aspect is to look into the leadership team. So this particular example is for the Tata Motors. So if you go to the company website and try to search for the leadership team or the management team, it will display the information about the core management team. So as a next step, what you can do is you can go to LinkedIn and search for those key people, and by going through their profile, you would get an idea about their track record. By track record, I mean the different companies they have served so far, and how did those companies perform when these guys were holding key positions. So yeah, that's one method that you can apply to know more about the leadership team. So the second important pointer that you should look into is the long-term performance of the company. Go to any of the trading or the finance related websites and take a look at the performance of the company, and choose max as the time horizon. And if you see the chart of the company, something similar to this, where you can see a gradual increase in the stock price in a long term, then I think you should consider investing in that particular stock. Obviously, in between there would be few drops, but that happens with every company. But at a broader level, if the stock price is increasing, I believe that those companies are ideal for you. So this is the classic example of the stocks that you should avoid. I did the same thing. I searched for the company Reliance Communication and chose max as the time horizon, and you can see how significantly the stock price has dropped over the years. And we all know what happened with Reliance Communication. So try avoiding such stocks. So the third important aspect is to analyze the financials of the company, especially the net income of the company. See, I mean, try to take a look at the trends in the net income. If the net income of the company is increasing over the years, then in that case, the company is fundamentally strong and doing some good business. In this particular case, if you compare the net income in the year 2018 with the 2021, definitely there has been a significant increase in the net income, and you can maybe consider investing on such stocks. So the fourth important aspect is the promoters holding. So promoter are the people who are responsible for the incorporation of the company, and they look into the daily affairs of the company in most of the cases. So ideally, the promoter holding should be more than 50%, because if the promoters feel that the company model is a pretty good one, and the company is definitely going to give some good returns in the future. In that case, promoter try to hold maximum share, and in certain scenarios the promoters become little pessimistic about the performance of the company. In that case, they sell off their shares and leave the company. So in my opinion, you should look for this particular metric if it's more than 50%, and then go ahead and you can consider investing in that company. So coming to the point number 5, it talks about the share of FIIs and DIIs. FIIs and DIIs are the foreign institutional investors and the domestic institutional investors. If the share of these two is around 15-20%, then that's a quite decent number, because these institutions, they do a lot of research before putting in their money into a company. So if the figure is around 15-20%, it's a very good indicator that the company is going to do well in the future. So the next important aspect is the promoter pledge. Now, what is promoter pledge? The promoter has put its share on pledge to get a loan from the bank, and the promoter might need that money for the regular operations and expansions. That is called as a promoter pledge. And usually, if the number is less than 20%, then that's fine, because few companies pledge their shares to raise some capital. So that is absolutely fine, but just ensure that that percent is under control. Ideally it should be less than 25%, and if it's more than 25%, then maybe you can avoid those stocks. Now coming to the second point, where exactly can you see this figure or check this figure? Go to NSE website, search for that company, and go to the shareholding pattern. So under shareholding pattern, you would get a tab like this. Go to take a look at the section number C. C is nothing but the percentage of the promoter's pledge. So the last important pointer is to check for the borrowings or the debt of the company. So for this, you can go to balance sheet of any company and take a look at the borrowings of the company over the years. If it is decreasing over the years, then that's a very good sign that the company is debt free. But this shouldn't be the sole factor to judge a company. In addition to the borrowings, you should take a look at the total sales and the net income of the company, to arrive at a conclusion. Thanks a lot everyone for watching the video. So you can make these 7 points as a checklist, and look into these important parameters before investing in that particular company.